Hey everyone, David Turnbull here, owner of Turnfit Personal Training, here with my client Kelly. She's here to get a quick muscle quality and body fat test. So typically we do this with everybody on the very first visit. We take the data that we collect here, and I'll explain it soon. So if I bring the phone closer, maybe you can see. This is another file. So from side to side, what I'm looking for is muscle imbalances. I can explain more in person, but what I'm seeing is that this shoulder's stronger than this one. Why? What is causing that muscle imbalance, maybe in life or your sport that you're playing? This is better than just measurements. We take away all tools that will demoralize you away from it. So measurements, depending on where you are, if you're female, where you are in your cycle, or what you've been eating, it'll bloat you. If you step on the scale, you might have a number that you don't like up here, but maybe earlier that day, you just got out of the shower, looked at yourself in the mirror, loved the reflection you saw, right? And then maybe put on your favorite clothes, and they fit really well, step on the scale, it's not that magic number. Everybody has that. So we use accurate tools. My background is computer nerds, where I find cool technology that will work to help you with your goals. So I'll show you how it works. So I'm with Kelly. So we're going to select full muscle quality test. It's just on my smartphone. It's going to look for my scanner here. This scanner, what it's going to do is it's going to send a signal into the muscle, and one frequency is going to bounce back muscle quality, how strong the muscle is. The other frequency is going to be body fat, okay? Again, I'm more concerned with muscle quality than body fat. So I'll put this tool here for a second. It's telling me to do your left shoulder. So I'm going to spray this with water, and that's going to act as a conductor. And it takes a few readings. So, yeah. There. Okay, super easy. Didn't shock you, didn't electrocute you. Good. Next side, just nice and quick. It takes a few readings. Try again. So Kelly's in pretty good shape, so she feels comfortable being in bikini. If you don't want to, you can just wear a loose tank top and loose shorts, as long as I have access to skin. So we're just doing this for the video purposes. And then chest.
Chest.
Yeah. Good. Okay. And then right away the other side. So it is full body. It's measuring 24 points across the body. Next one's biceps. This guy over here. Bam. So it doesn't matter if you flex or not flex. You can't trick the machine. I have tried. It doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Same with other tools you might have calculated in the past. It matters how much workout or how much water you drink. This one doesn't matter. You can't cheat the machine. It's just checking the true density of the muscle and the body fat. It's very similar to, there's a DEXA scan. This one just doesn't calculate bone density. That's the only difference. Okay, this side. And it's more mobile. Do the other one. Nice, working perfectly.
That's good.
Alright, so I already know Kelly's goals overall, but as I'm scanning, typically I'm just probing, asking your goals, figuring out any injuries, and it's showing me the results every time on the screen right before I hit the next muscle. So I already kind of have an idea what's happening, and I just have to bring it awareness to you. So maybe if you have a really tight muscle could be bad, or maybe it's tight in a bad, unhealthy range of motion. So after this, I'm going to take Kelly and I'm going to show her a few stretches of what to do before she even works out with us. Okay. Some of it's a little bit cold sometimes. Not bad. Yeah.
The office is cold.
The office is cold a little bit. Okay. So tip, portable heater maybe for David. Okay.
That's fun.
Quad. Good. Okay, and then the calves, you can't probably see the calves, but I'm taking the back of her leg, lower part, scan for a few seconds. A few more seconds. Good. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 readings. Right now it's actually working really good.
That's good.
It's finding all your muscles.
Yeah. Easier to find now.
Yeah. Okay. Hamstrings. Typically these muscles are really tight if you're an office worker. If you're sitting all day long, they shorten up in an unhealthy range of motion. So be lower back. This one's cold, sorry. Yeah. Try leaning a little bit forwards, but there. Good, okay. Just there's an extra curvature a little bit more in Kelly's back, so that's why she has to lean a little bit forward, just so it contacts the muscle, not the spine. Good, okay, and then we'll do upper back, if you can move the hair a little bit. Perfect. Excellent, so we're almost done. We only have 3 more points. Good, okay. Last 2 is the glutes on the sides.
Everyone's favorite.
Everybody's favorite muscle. Men and women need tight glutes.
Yes.
Typically, again, if you're an office worker, you have very weak glutes because from sitting all the time, what that does is it flattens it, and then it causes stress to your lower back. So that test is done, and then it will show me the overall muscle quality and then body fat. I won't go over Kelly's body fat stuff, but I'll go with it over her later. But what I want to show you from side to side is more the muscle imbalances, and I'll show you a different account right away. I'll have a zoom in of a different account here and what I'm actually looking for from side to side. So for example, if Kelly had a really tight chest, the chest muscles run from side to side, and then it would cause poor posture if it's really tight.
I kind of have that already.
So what we're working on together is to strengthen her rhomboids, the deeper tissue muscles in the back, to pull it back, but also giving her homework to help stretch out the shoulder and the chest muscle. So then it will allow the shoulder from going from this range to back comfortably.
Yeah.
Typically that's the hardest part, especially if you're an office worker, you're leaning like this, typing. If you have high stress, the shoulders up top. So yours are actually getting better than when we first met. So
way better.
But
yeah.
you can see they want to slingshot forwards to me all the time, so you're just trying to squeeze back here and then down. Yeah, good, and core engaged, wicked. All right, so it wasn't painful, right? No, it was quick. You get a little bit cold, a little bit of water, nothing bad. It's not shocking you. It's not very invasive. Again, you don't have to be in a bikini. You can if you feel comfortable, but you can always show up in a tank top or lift up different sections of your shirt as long as I have access to the skin. All right? So we'll talk to you later. So Kelly, the very first time we did this, it was a little while ago. What was your first impression? Like, were you intimidated? Were you nervous? Or what did you get out of that?
I wasn't really as intimidated as previous, I guess, times where I've been trying to get in shape, and it's all about weighing yourself, the number on the scale, and measurements. So like how big your body is, your waist size, your thighs, circumference. So that for me was like, always had like a negative kind of association with it, whereas this is more kind of science-based, and it measures your muscle density and percentage. You can see where you're improving, and that was more exciting to me because it's telling you like how you are building strength and getting more like powerful, and not about just like what you, like your size and how much you weigh, because I feel like that's kind of outdated now. It's not really. I've seen, side-by-side pictures of people who are the exact same weight but a year apart, and they actually just are more in shape and their body looks better a year later. Yeah. But they're not skinny fat anymore or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's
exactly. You're right. The old way is just like kind of starve yourself to get skinny fat.
Yeah.
This way, even with your diet, you're trying to jam as much healthy food as possible to speed up your metabolism. Yeah. And like from every time we meet, once a month, what we try and do is schedule another test, and it will graph the progress. So
yeah,
we'll graph.
It's more exciting to see, just because you get to see like how much you're improving, like strength-wise. So that's just, I think it's more positive.
And again, in that way, we never usually talk about body fat. I don't talk about body fat too much. I might ask what you think is a healthy body fat, and if you are really curious, I'll explain what a healthy body fat is for you. There's no perfect answer for every person. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So maybe your bone structure is different than another person, or maybe your genetics, you carry more body fat. So every person has a healthy amount that's different. It's inevitable that if your muscle quality is going up, your body fat will just come down. So that's why we don't focus on body fat. We focus on just healthy people, and eventually you get to that goal.
Yeah.
Anything else that you thought of, like a value or anything like that, or what you really liked? You kind of mentioned a lot.
I can't think of anything at the moment, but yeah, I think just steering everything away from like your fat percentage, because eventually, you know, the more muscle you gain and the better your muscle quality is, your fat percentage is going to go down anyways. And it's just about, you know, it's kind of like about reshaping your body and not about the number on the scale. So I don't know, I just like this approach better.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so try it out. Kelly likes it. I like it, obviously. And now it's your turn.